Good morning to you. Thank you so much for finding time to be with us today. The show is Good Morning Africa. My name is Miriam Ogutu, and I trust that your day has started off well. It is the 12th of July, 2022, and a warm welcome to you. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're tuned in. And I'll take us through quickly the headlines, and then we will start the show. We'll start with the Star newspaper. The main headline, Raila, DP, Ruto, neck and neck as race tightens. That is the main headline. Lawyer Harvey, my beef with ANC party boss Mudavadi. That is on page 10. Pedestrians worst hit as 2,300 die in road accidents so far this year. The story is on page 3. And ballot papers printing to end this week. That is according to the IEBC. The story is on page 8. We go to the Standard newspaper. The main headline, neck and neck race opinion poll shows. Latest survey shows leading candidates are gaining popularity in each other's strongholds, with Raila eating into Ruto's Mount Kenya base and the DP slicing Odinga's lead in Nyanza and Western. Survey also shows more undecided voters are finally settling for their preferred candidates. You'll find that on page 6 and 9. Top Court grants Sonko Lifeline in governor race. That is on page 5. And Rishi Sunak, favorite to succeed Boris. That is on page 34. Leaked files expose Uber secret links. That is on page 35. And US abortion rulings, big impact in Kenya. That is on page 16 and 17. And of course, Sakaja Igathe face-off at the Nairobi debate that happened yesterday. That is on page 11. And the Daily Nation, fireworks at Sakaja's Igathe City face-off. That is the main story on page 7. Tifa poll, Raila leads as Ruto narrows gap. That is on page 4. And 27 days of Uhuru on the cross. That is on page 10. So that is what we have on the leading newspapers in the country this morning. You're now up to date, Doc. A very good morning to you.
Good morning, Miriam. Thank you very much. I woke up very early at 4 a.m. and I'm still here. Thank you very much for God keeping me and holding my hand. Good morning.
Good morning. I don't know if you have any papers from outside, or maybe after the rest of the panelists have said good morning, you could ring us. We are joined by Gladwell Kiragu. Gladwell, good morning to you.
A very good morning to you, Miriam. Good morning to Doc. Good morning to our viewers.
And we're also joined by Kiptanui Sevania from Nakuru. Kiptanui, good morning to you.
A very good morning to you, Miriam. Good morning to Dr. Masanga. Good morning to everybody. I'm joining you live from Meswet. Meswet is in Njoro constituency at the slopes of Mau Forest. Today we are having a peace accord. We'll be signing a peace accord here together with Border guys. Thank you for having me on this show.
Okay.
Good morning.
Thank you so much. And we shall be looking forward to an update of that event that is happening there today. Doc, back to you.
Thank you very much, Miriam. We have the papers so far. I don't know. You could be having some of those papers because I've not been very active on my phone. I've been talking, but I saw something like, let me see. Yes. The papers, most of them across Africa, are very interesting papers. Some predict a lot of doom. Yes, I can see. Okay, the citizen of Tanzania said farms want Zanzibar airport tender to be floated afresh. Across the continent of Africa, corruption is throughout. In Tanzania, somebody inflated the prices of renovating or revamping the airport. And here we are. They want the airport to be redone. Corruption is embedded everywhere in Africa. There is no place you can hide. World Bank boss sees the huge Tanzanian potential. The World Bank representative was in Tanzania to meet President Samia Suluhu in Tanzania yesterday. And they had a meeting and he was impressed about the development, the projects that they were doing in Tanzania. Then the Guardian of Britain, the whistleblower, the Uber whistleblower, I am exposing a system that sold people a lie. You see, here in Kenya, we are keeping quiet about an election when we don't know. The people, some of them speaking about the election, Miriam, they don't even know where a manifest, the cargo manifest. No journalist has gone to the airport and discovered the cargo manifest. Where did the papers come from? If you have the chairman of the commission saying he also didn't know where the papers were coming from, Miriam, don't you have the courtesy as a journalist to go to the airport and discover where this cargo came from? Because it looks like the chairman is saying it was the CEO who is in charge of papers, not me. So the blame game has already started. So there you are. Go to the airport and seek, can I see the cargo manifest? You have an identity card of a media council that authorizes you as a government officer of the fourth estate. This is my take, and I'm honest on this. So some of these things, as I've said, Africa, we were breached. We are in hell. We don't need to go to hell again. Actually, where we are, we're in hell. So the other paper is the Telegraph of Britain. Britain seemed to be heading towards a minister from Africa, a prime minister who might come from origins from Africa. This is going to be a very big revolution. Already America has experienced one, and we seem to be going for a prime minister whose origins are from Kenya. Kenya, you seem to be blessed, but you don't utilize your activities. Obama came and left with a swimming pool. So this time, I don't know what will be left here. But we seem to be talking about it. Britain blessed for heat, health emergency. Emergency, a heat wave. My daughter was speaking to me very early in the morning. You said, Dad, it is already hot here. I can't sit in the house. I said, this is 5 a.m. He said, no, this is 5, but it's already hot. Dad, it's hot. The house is hot. I said, well, what can we do? It's a heat wave that has come. The nation, Shettima's choice excites Buhari, APC governors. The election nominations in that part of another African failed state or falling state, which is falling deep to the Atlantic Ocean, are being arranged. But still, candidates cannot agree. Some are just being handpicked. The Guardian of Nigeria says stakeholders loud discourse take over, knock regulators for sectors woes. Fuel, the high cost of fuel in Nigeria also is creating a problem. Miriam, it could excite our correspondents who are dotted in a cold weather across. I don't want to take much time. We want to ask them questions so that they can go back to to some place where there is some warmth. But it is a sad story that in Nigeria you find cars parked like this, yet it produces crude oil. They have no refinery 64 years after independence. Shame. Newsday of Zimbabwe. Manufacturers dump Zim dollar for United States dollar. Those who manufacture goods in Zimbabwe want a US dollar, not a Zim dollar, which was introduced. That is the end of the news so far roundup from Africa. Back to you, and I can see Douglas Kirimi is present online, and I see Chikaranja is online. All legacy correspondents based in Nakuru County, in Meru County, in Nyeri County, and Nyanyuki County. which is it Laikipia County, not Nanyuki County. They are all based here, and Kiambu, our sister, don't venture outside today. Just leave it for us to haggle it here. Thank you very much. Miriam, they are all here. Kiptanui, in Nakuru, in Njoro, where Boda are signing an agreement of peace. Thank you very much, Kiptanui. Gladwell Kiragu in Kiambu. She will tell us she must have gone out yesterday and she has her pictures. And then Javani Karanja in Laikipia, thank you. Then Douglas the Destroyer in Meru, looking at the projects of President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. What he has done, what he has achieved so far, what is needed, and I will be corresponding from there. Thank you very much. That is the introduction done. Back to you, and let them begin. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. So, of course, right now there's only one story that is trending, and that is the gubernatorial debate that happened yesterday, where UDA gubernatorial aspirant, a candidate rather, the current senator for Nairobi, showed up late, but he showed up anyway. So perhaps, as before we get into the update from where the places that our different correspondents are and what is happening there, perhaps we just get a feel of what they think of that debate yesterday, and if at all, who was able to capture the aspirations and address the issues that perhaps Nairobians would want addressed. And I think before that debate, there was another one that preceded that of other candidates that also, many of whom many Nairobians don't know, but it happened, and then the other debate also took place. So maybe Doc, you'll start us off in that, the gubernatorial debate that happened yesterday.
I have done my summary, Miriam, and I hope you look at it. I've been very, very balanced. First of all, I did not watch the debate because I was on my Twitter space, which was on fire. And I managed to get over 545 people whom I was managing on Twitter last night. It was on fire, and I've become very popular there. It is growing and growing. And I thank those who did not turn up. Those who turned up, God blesses them. Thank you very much. I did not watch, but later on this morning, I watched the entire piece at around 5 a.m. I actually left when Mr. Igathe was making his speech and switched on to my Twitter space. But let me come back honestly. The debate is a division between the management, a manager. What does Nairobi want? Nairobi wants a manager, not a politician. Where we are now, the 90% of Nairobi wants a manager, a hands-on man, not a politician like a Sonko. You tried Sonko, populist, you saw what came out. Now you need a manager. Igathe, to me, came out as a manager. Although he has some few things that he has to adjust and understand. Sakaja came out as a populist, a novice, a theoretic man, who knows things by nilikuwa nilipitia hapa mtaani, naona hii, but he cannot manage the situation that is in Nairobi. That is my summary. If you don't want it, go to Angel Gabriel and come back and ask for him to give you a new dispensation. But my summary, there were two groups. The management part of it went to Igathe. Political part of it went to Sakaja, who played the politics. But as far as Nairobi is concerned, Nairobi needs a manager. not a politician. A politician who will not deliver. A politician who will just rely on hearsay. A politician, I don't want to discuss papers because it is fait accompli. They have already put him on the ballot. They have accepted him now to be interviewed, debated on. The only thing that can remove him from there is the court. You hear that? So those who have gone to court, they might succeed. And there's a ruling today. So you can't. I don't want to talk about the papers. And you have not have avoided. Because what I know could be very explosive. So I kept off. As a Ugandan, I did not want to be the most hated one who should be coming out with dossiers like the cargo manifest. I kept off. So for me, the debate was simply management goes to Igathe, politics and novice politics. Childish. Populist went to Sakaja. He managed to convince people in semantics. Yeah, this or that, or yes, or this. But in reality, Igathe can manage the programs, the projects, and can deliver if given the money to do it. That's all I can conclude from me.
All right, very well. Thank you so much. Gladwell Kiragu, your thoughts on that gubernatorial debate for Nairobi that happened yesterday?
Miriam, on wherever I stay, actually there was a blackout, so I won't lie. I have the lights just came back like 20 minutes ago, so I didn't watch it.
Okay, all right. Maybe you should take your time, but you're not a Nairobi voter. Okay, thank you. Kiptanui Savanya, did you get a chance to watch a bit of that interview?
Miriam,
debate?
Miriam, honestly, I didn't watch, but I've followed it in social media, and somebody was telling me Sakaja has a Polish English. So what is happening, Miriam? I want to applaud what Dr. said. Sakaja is a representative of goons. The guy is. I've tried to. I've been following what is happening, what is being said about Sakaja. Sakaja is a man. He has nothing to offer to to people of Nairobi. I said in my subsequent post in the morning in Facebook that Sakaja is a letdown to academic to people who have gone to school. He lied that he actually pursued actuarial science, but you see, he has been planted there by cartels, and he has nothing to offer. Although there are so many people they are suggesting that this gentleman might not make it because there are so many people they are challenging him. Even if he is going to win, people will go to court. He has no papers. My friend Mohamed went to Team University, and he has done a lot of series of he has failed what actually this young man has been. He has not even been there. So let us not discuss about this guy. Thank you. I submit.
Okay, thank you so much. Javan, good morning.
Javan is not there. Bring it
Douglas.
in. Douglas. Yes. Douglas. Good morning. Oh, Javan has appeared.
Good morning, Dr. David Matanga. I'm coming live to you from the Meru bypasses. I'm now at the Meru National Polytechnic and Giantune bypass in Meru town. And on Sakaja and Igathe, the people of Nairobi have a choice to choose between an academic fraud, a man that lied that he has gone to school, a man that has defrauded KEMSA, and also a man that has also quadrupled the profit of Equity Bank, and he has also been able to be a success in every institution that he has been. So the choice is between an academic fraud, an academic conman, an hybrid political fraud versus a performer, a man that is said to be able to develop Nairobi City County. But also, for people that chased Dr. Evans Kidero and voted for Mike Sonko in Nairobi City County, I wouldn't be surprised if a bigger percentage of Nairobi residents go out of their way and they vote for Johnson Sakaja, a man that has integrity issues, and also a man that has been accused of corruption, a man who also supplied air to KEMSA, the drug agency in our country. We also have a choice to be able to choose between what can be done for Nairobi to reclaim its glory and what can be done so that we can finish Nairobi County at a point where it is now. Because we cannot have cronies, we cannot have proxies who continue stealing for and behalf of Mr. William Ruto in Nairobi. And the part that Johnson Sakaja is a polished English speaker does not exonerate him from being an academic fraud, Dr. David. And also, we need to also tell the people of Kenya the truth. At the end of the day, we stand a chance to have a man that is going to perform in Nairobi City County, do what he can do to be able to take Nairobi to the next level, versus a man that is going to also defraud Nairobi County. If he could defraud KEMSA and run away with billions of shillings for work not done, why am I not going to be worried that he's going to defraud Nairobi City County? So for me, I do not vote in Nairobi, I vote in Meru County. I wish them all the best as they make bad choices or a good choice on 9th of August, Dr. David Matsanga. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much. How is the situation now? Let's take this opportunity now. The situation in Meru. What do you think? The weather, I can see the clouds behind there. And how is it?
Dr. David, the people in Meru are going to vote on 9th of August. And also they are going to vote for people that have been able to perform for them. And also they are going to vote for people that have been able to completely lie to them and also tell them how they are going to bring a lot of transformation in the county of Meru. When you look at this bypass, Dr. David, it's one of its kind in Meru town. The president promised it in 2014. And before he has left, he has been able to construct those bypasses in Meru to decongest the Meru municipality. And also, this being a national polytechnic in Meru, it has also been able to open up roads, connecting roads to the national polytechnics, that students can be able to access the institution easily. The students can be able to access social amenities around as they stand here around Meru town, and especially in this national polytechnic that is just before me. And we have been able to reap the benefits of this infrastructural investment. And for this particular bypass, at the point where I'm standing, Dr. David, this is one of the transformative roads or bypasses that have been able to open up Makutano. Makutano is a suburban of Meru town, which has also been decongested, and people can easily access the other routes. For example, from this point, you can be able to access the Meru-Nairobi highway from the southeastern, northeastern side of this route, and people can be able now to access Nairobi without necessarily getting to Meru town and being blocked by traffic that has always, the traffic snails that have always engulfed Meru town for decades. And this is very transformative. We are very happy. In the next stop, Dr. David, I'm going to also have residents that have lined up to also talk to us and also tell us the benefits. Business people, business is booming, as you can see. As areas now, people are also selling meat at this point where they could not sell before. The access roads are there. People have built houses. Actually, the house that is just before me is built by the Isiolo County Governor. I don't know if it's built by hard work or proceeds of corruption, but also it's as a result of the opening up of that road. That kind of a building could not have been built if, for example, that road was not open, because accessing that house or that building would have been a problem. So, Dr. David, the people are happy, and I'm going to also showcase different parts of these bypasses, because there are about 4 or 5 bypasses, and I'm going to go to every stop and also talk to the people and also show the people of Kenya the true infrastructural plan that the president laid for Meru town, and also the sewerage system that has also been able to decongest the sewerage system, the old colonial sewerage system that was built by the colonial government, and the president built a brand new sewerage system in Meru town, and it has now given us a true status of our town. We no longer have a small municipality that we a small municipal town that we had. Today we have a bigger town. Maybe in future that will be confirmed with a city status, Dr. David Masanga. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And coming back, because you are in the cold, we wanted to finish with you, then we can come back to the stories which Miriam is following in the newspapers. But let's finish with Javani Karanja, wherever you were, so that you can move to another location. Javani Karanja in Laikipia, what is the situation on the ground? And thank you very much, Douglas, for that type of journalism. You are learning very fast. You can show us the pictures live on the ground. Thank you very much, son. Javan Karanja, the legacy trained man in Laikipia. Good morning.
Good morning, Daktari and Miriam and the panelists and our viewers across the country. I'm on my way to Nyeri County, but because of the heavy rains that we experienced in the morning and the jam hapa na pale, I didn't make it on time, but within a few minutes I'll be there and I'll be showcasing some of the projects across Nyeri County and the entire Mount Kenya region. I'm on my way, Dr. Matsanga.
Okay. Thank you very much. Captain Gladwell, Miriam asked a question. You didn't see the debate. Therefore, you are out of question. You can't answer our question. And Captain Nui also did not see the debate. It remains us, I and Miriam and Douglas, who saw the debate. Miriam, back to you in the studio. At least we are done with that bit. Let's wait until they all settle in one place. Then they tell us more about it. Yes.
All right, thank you so much. So we move on to another matter as we wait for updates on where our correspondents will be again in the next few minutes. The August 9th general election promises a close presidential contest with only 3% difference between the two main contenders, according to the latest opinion poll. According to the poll by Trends and Insights Africa, TIFA, if elections were held today, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya presidential candidate Raila Odinga would garner 42% of the 22.1 million votes, while his Kenya Kwanza rival William Ruto will manage 39%. To avoid a runoff, the two competitors have the task of wooing 10% undecided voters to their sides in the 3 remaining weeks. In the months of May and June, Raila's support rose from 39% to 42%, edging out Ruto, who had 11% lead in February. And of course, if elections were to be held today, Wajakoya would get at least 880,000 votes in poll, close to 1 million there. So Wajakoya could be the game changer here. But what do you make of this new poll by TIFA? We'll start with you.
My polls, Miriam, my polls stand at 54 plus 2, 54 minus 2. Raila Amolo Odinga will score between that range. And the voter turnout, I want you to write it down today, 12th of July 2022, the year of Angel Gabriel. That is where we are going to have. We are there. It will be first round, but we have a problem. That's why I'm adding but. The rest we shall talk later. I wish Kenyans a good election, but my poll, yes, my poll is that. My poll is that, is 54 minus 2 plus 2. That means it will range, he will get it first round. We shall move, there will be contest in court. We don't know what could happen. But that is the way I have seen. I've been doing it privately, not let it this one not be somebody else, myself. That's my opinion. Others could exaggerate, but it looks like every person who has ever read opinion polls is talking around there, Miriam, around there. So that is my take. Thank you. Today I'm being quick, straight, and finished.
Okay. Doc, thank you for that. And of course, Wajakoya could get, according to this poll, close to 1 million votes, which is not a small feat. This is enough to tilt the scale. Gladwell, good morning. And what do you make of this new poll that pits Raila at the front with a 3% margin, followed by Ruto in a close poll?
Actually, Miriam, my poll will be this coming August. Azimio 50%, Kenya Kwanza 45%, the others 5%. I think that one will be fair, and there will be no rerun. Again, Miriam, I'm thanking Wajakoya. He came in between and actually made some people who were in Kenya Kwanza
Excuse me, madam.
Excused.
Are you on?
Yes, I am on.
You are saying 50 and 45.
Yes, and the other 5%, at least now that is 50-50, so no rerun.
Rerun is 50 plus 1, so...
It's plus 1. That's what I wanted. Yeah. I wanted to correct you. It's 50 plus 1.
Rerun.
Azimio must have 50 plus 1.
Yeah.
If they get 50, 45, we have a rerun.
And Gladwell, what makes you make this projection?
Miriam, to be honest, currently the situation is tough between the two contestants. We won't lie, it's getting tough, and it's actually getting heated outside here. So actually, that's why I was giving those my predictions, because currently, definitely, at the same time, Miriam, if Azimio wins, or maybe if the Kenya Kwanza wins, we know, we are very sure that, for example, if Azimio wins, Kenya Kwanza won't agree, so we'll have to go back to the ballot again. So that Miriam, as I'm saying, coming from Mount Kenya, the heat currently is getting hot out here.
Were you saying it sarcastically?
When you say it's getting hot, what does that mean? Does it mean Azimio is getting more grounds, or Kenya Kwanza now has to work overtime, or who is feeling the heat? Maybe you could make that.
No, Azimio, Miriam, actually has established its ground very well. It has. So Kenya Kwanza, actually, they are shaking.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that.
Gladwell, I'm still inquiring. Are you still there?
Yes.
Are you still there? Because I want to pin you on the wall. And look. Were you sarcastically saying, let's just go back for second round, the rerun, isn't it?
Yes, I was being sarcastic anyway.
So, because when you said 5% can come in the middle of Wajakoya, so let's be very honest. It looks like whichever way it goes, Gladwell, it will come, even if it goes through. I want all of you to visit, and Miriam, you are a researcher, and all of you are researchers. Read the Wanji case, the governor of Wanji case in the Supreme Court. Just Google it there. What did the Supreme Court say? Election is not a process, is not a one-day exercise. Election was mad. If it was mad, preparations were mad, inadequate. The Wanji case says the judges concurred, all of them, majority, said Tawe. So read it and come back and then sit down as you go to vote on 8th or 9th as a voter. Don't vote and go to Mauritius like Matanga. I was going to go to Mauritius. I don't know why Miriam laughs. I was going to fly to Mauritius, Miriam, because I don't vote. I was just going to say, I told you, Wafula Chipkati, you have simply done a very big mistake. The petition is going to be home and dry. On 11th of August, I know of 4 lawyers. Actually, they have now come to 11. They have already sharpened their pens their laptops have worked, which they will be in court. So read the 1G case and see. So in these circumstances, Miriam, why would the country waste all this money? And we end up, somebody has already gained the money from the cargo manifest. He doesn't care. Even if you stop this election, Miriam, he will have more money to go and print the same paper again. You get my point? Because you can't use these ballot papers. So people are, it is that way. It's a game. Let me throw it. You have been given powers by the Electoral Commission as the chairman of the Electoral Commission, even to read and reject degree. But you look at the degree and you say you don't know what a degree looks like. And throw it back. These are some of the most laughable issues that you people as Kenyans, as voters, Miriam, plus our register, which you have not seen, which they are waiting to deliver on the same day. And you will be shocked when you reach there. The estimate with this weather is not working. The internet is refusing. Russia has corroborated it. What do you do? You need very serious argument over these things so that you don't fall victims of circumstances that I see in this lack of preparations. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And Gladwell, you brought in the issue of Mount Kenya, there's heat. Now, according to this poll, I just read a bit of that. Azimio attracts slightly more national support than Kenya Kwanza. That is 42% versus Kenya Kwanza at 35%. So Azimio has more national appeal. And then with Ruto's alliance dominating in Central Rift and Mount Kenya, while Azimio is more popular everywhere else except northern and western regions where the margins between the two frontrunners are modest. Ruto has registered increased support in Mount Kenya since mid-May, while Raila, despite having Martha Karua as his running mate, has registered no increased gains but maintained at 24% support in the region. So they're saying Raila still has not. Maybe Martha Karua might have helped in terms of the national appeal and gaining more votes. But as far as Mount Kenya is concerned, according to their last poll, Raila Odinga still maintains 24% support in Mount Kenya region. So when you talk about the heat, what does that mean?
Where's the heat? Yes, exactly.
Miriam, let me tell you something. You know, if Ruto anajiamini, if Ruto is that courageous, can he go to Kondole actually and can go sell his manifesto there? That's a challenge I'm giving him. Can he go? I was in Kisumu, but can he go there?
No. Listen, let's not jump into issues. We're looking at Mount Kenya.
Yes, Miriam, I was to come there. You know, Miriam, actually,
that's where we are.
Raila gaining, actually, those are the percentage in Mount Kenya actually has tried because, you know, we all know that Ruto had brainwashed Mount Kenya, but now he's losing it. Mount Kenya, people are becoming wise. They can now see that they were being brainwashed. So he's gaining it, actually. And actually, within these 3 weeks, miracles will happen between these 3 weeks. Just wait and see.
All right, thank you so much. And also, an interesting analysis is that the margin of undecided voters has continued to decrease. In February, undecided voters were 11%. In May, it was 8%, and right now it's only 4%. So Kenyans are able now to make their own, are able to decide. A lot of Kenyans have decided on who they are going to vote for. So that margin of undecided voters, those are no response. Then undecided voters in February were 20%, in May 15%, and right now about 10%. So the margin continues to shrink anyway. So Kenyans have made up their minds. Doc, you wanted to say something before I bring in
Yes. I have seen somewhere on the news they said afueni kwa Sakaja mahakamani. What does that mean?
A reprieve. He has no case?
I think it looks Afuen. Afuen means
Maybe he has been cleared.
Reprieve. He's been
He has been
cleared.
cleared.
Reprieve for him. I'm a partner fool. He's free now.
okay. There you are.
Afweni.
Afuen, yes.
Yes.
Afuen means he has been reprieved.
Yes. He's gotten some reprieve
Okay.
from the court. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Fine. Then let him, at least the father will not get annoyed with me when we meet near the corridors of God. Thank you very much. Miriam, I'm just saying in the passing that the late father will not be annoyed with Masanga. I kept off. Let it find its own legs. Thank you very much. Miriam, seriously, now we can, I don't know what you were going to take us, but there
No,
is this.
I'd like for the rest to respond to the opinion poll because Javan has not talked about it. Kiptanui, I'd like to hear his thoughts on this. So Kiptanui, what's your thoughts on this latest opinion poll?
Thank you, Miriam. Thank you. I'm actually coming live to you. Hapa kwa chief, as I said earlier, we are having a peace. We are signing peace accord with border guys. On my, I don't know, in my background, we are having the OCS of this area. We are having the DCC. We are having the head of AP and peace ambassadors and border guys. There is one thing I want to say that the Simeo part of it is now gaining. Since we got that, Raila Odinga is winning. We have 50. This is that Raila Odinga is having 53. And William Ruto fought and the others. So that is my analysis, Miriam. So we are gaining the crowd. There will be no runoff. Asmio is going to win round one, and we are sending hybrid political gunman called William Ruto to his home in Subai to go and after Subai directly to Kamiti. Thank you. I will be joining you later. Allow me to
No. Before you leave, Kiptanui, now that you're there, I'd like to get just perhaps our viewers to understand exactly the purpose of that. I know you've said they're signing the peace accord between the border riders and I guess the authorities. So why was it important? Why the border people? What is the role as far as the peace is concerned?
Okay, all right. All right. Let me bring you to in speed, Miriam. That you know, border guys have been accused. They are being used by politicians. You remember, these are the people they are used by politicians to just to go and campaign for them to ferry people, and they are interacting so much with the people in we are interacting so much with the community. So we decided today to bring them on board so that we discuss peace about some more issues about the peace with them. You know, this is a industry, Miriam, which has been accused of a lot of stories. You remember last time, border guys they assaulted a woman along I think it was in Nairobi. So we decided to bring them so that they just go to the community to spread this peace. That is why we want to sign this peace accord together with them. Together here, Miriam, as I said earlier, we have the OCS, we have the DCC, we have the peace ambassadors, we have the head of police and these border guys.
So it is an awareness event, sort of. Okay, and of course we know.
Can you, as the legacy of contacting that region, what do people talk about President Uhuru Kenyatta? Because we know it is going to be, we can't keep on coming back.
Thank you, Doctor. As I came in the morning, I've shared with you actually some photographs about the roads, some photographs about the water tanks up here. On my background, I don't know whether you can be able to see. There is a very. Let me move so that you can be able to see on my background. On my background, you can be able to see a very nice chief's office. We have a very big water tank up there. All this has been done by the President Uhuru Kenyatta. Even this is a village. This is at the slopes of Mount Forest. This is Nestle. But we have a very good tarmac road. As I said earlier, when we were starting this legacy trend last week, that there is a road which is going from here to Teolunguruan to Bomet. As I was coming, Daktari, people are so happy. I shared with you some photographs of a KCB bank. They are giving out this money to the Wazes. I don't know whether they are giving out 8,000 and all the people. These are stipends, and actually people are happy about Uhuru Kenyatta in this place. He has done a lot. We have a road, we have electricity. This is a remote village at the slopes of Mau, but we have behind me we have electricity connectivity along this area. Farming, people are doing their farming. On my background, you can see very nice maize plantation around here. So people are happy, and they are wishing Uhuru Kenyatta well as he's retiring. I interacted with few of them. Here is 50-50. 50 of them are in Asimio. Remember, this place is also inhabited by the minority. The Okie community are here. We have the Kipsigis. We have other communities. So it is a 50-50. People. Some of them are in Asimio. Some of them are with the deputy president. Dr.
And before Doc,
yes. I forgot also to tell you we have a very big solar panel around here.
Okay. All right, Kiptanui, I know peace during this time is very important, and a huge part of Rift Valley, maybe even where you are, has been earmarked as a hotspot. And I think you've mentioned some of the different communities that have been living together there. So I know you've said that event is for peace, awareness and sensitization, and it is between the Boda people with the authorities. Are there other initiatives maybe among the communities, in the churches, village elders and things like that, to just sensitize the Kenyans living there and the communities living there, the importance of peace and tolerance, especially during this time? Have you heard of other initiatives doing the same?
So yes, Miriam. We have an initiative. It's called Ariet. I think it is. No, it is called Ariet something. Midrift, which is actually taking training. They have some guys have shared their photos here. They have been trained on peace, so that they just go to communities and spread peace over there. We also have. It is not only Boda who are here. We are actually targeting the Boda guys, but we also have village elders around here. We have community leaders. We have Nyumba Kumi chairman is around here. And as we go on with this meeting, Miriam, I will be interviewing them so that I will be sending the videos and those photographs to Dr. so that he will share with you and he will share with the punchline.
All right, thank you so much, Doc. Back to you.
Let me say something. I forgot something, Miriam.
Go ahead.
In 2020, you remember, in 2020 there were clashes here. There were people. There was clashes between the Okie community and Kipsigis here, and the government decided and say that they are not going to plant maize. People were actually hiding on my maize plantation, like the one you are seeing in my background, with arrows. So there were a lot of instability here, and I want to report to you, Miriam, that we have a GSU come around here. The peace has come. There's no longer war between these communities because of land. Land is actually becoming a very emotive issue in this site. Remember, Miriam, this is the slopes of Mau Forest, whereby the government evicted people from, I think it is almost 10 kilometers from where I am standing. People were living inside the forest and they were evicted. So after they were evicted from the forest cut line, they just came and disrupted other people who are living peacefully in this place, and they were actually war. That is why they have established a police. We have a new police station around here. We have a JSU camp. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. And keep on the pictures, Miriam. I've sent them to Stephen. I hope he's playing them on the video as Janui talks. I've sent the pictures to Stephen, all the videos that you sent me, they are with Stephen. So he should be playing that, the road that led to. Thank you very much. That is our legacy trend contact coordinator in the Rift Valley. Continue with the good work. We shall come back to you. I believe Medium now, Jevan Karanja has settled down. Thank you very much, Kiptanui. And you have reached Nyeri. Jevan Karanja. Medium, back to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Doctor. I'm almost at my destination. But on the topic that Miriam is discussing, because I'm still following, on the issue of the polls that were released yesterday by, I don't know, Tifa or Infotrack.
Tifa.
Yeah?
By Tifa.
By Tifa. I think in the last 2 general elections, Raila Odinga has been winning with a margin of 44%. I don't know what they are telling us, because for me, to some extent, I disagree with the polls. Because if Raila Odinga has maintained a constant win of 44%, how comes now he is at 42%? That means Raila Odinga, from the research, is dropping in terms of popularity. But on the same note, I agree when they say that in Mount Kenya region, Raila stands as 24%. That shows that he is gaining. And those people who thought like the people from the mountain would not embrace the candidature of Raila Odinga, then I think they need to follow and come on the ground and get raw facts, because that is the reality. And I think before the election, he might hit maybe 30% or above, and that is very good votes. If you do your mathematics right, and maybe, for example, we say that in this region we have a total of 8 million votes, then if you get that percent of that, then you see that Raila Odinga will have some good votes from the region. And where we stand now, I think people should be ready for Raila's presidency, because if that is the trend, and bearing the number of people who are still to decide, then it's upon the presidential candidates to make sure that they talk to these people and convince them to vote for them. Because at 42%, he only needs 8% to get to the 50% mark, and that he will win. Therefore, the big job now is on the people who campaigned for Raila and maybe William Ruto. So to all those undecided votes, because it seems those are the people who will decide who goes to State House as we head to 2022 August polls. But something very interesting to note is how Wajakoya is gaining popularity. A man who just came in the ring just some days, getting 4%. That means that he still had some support, and this shows that if he came earlier enough, he should be. He could have gained some significant votes. But also to note is that majority of these people who support Wajakoya, they are the young people, and majority of them initially were supporting the deputy president. Therefore, I think if there's someone who has a lot to do as a deputy president, because it seems that they are competing with George Wajakoya in some to get to all the young people. Thank you. When I get to the location, I will notify Stevie.
Thank you so much. The Wajakoya factor, when he joined the race, people didn't take him seriously, but with a few, campaign.
Miriam.
Yeah.
Can I come in?
Okay.
Thank you, Miriam. I'm at the Kadita Bridge that has been constructed at a cost of over 20 billion by the President of the Republic of Kenya, President Uhuru Kenyatta, and Akura. And as you can see, the signs for the Kenya Urban Roads Authority are there. And also, this is one of the significant bridges that has been able to be constructed so that they can be able to connect the bypasses and all that. And we've been able to cover that. And this is one of the key transformative plans of the President of the Republic of Kenya, especially to the people of Meru. And the feeling around is that the people are very grateful that the president has been able to do that and deliver this kind of a project to the people of Kenya, and especially this kind of a bridge. It's one of its kind in the region. And thank you for the opportunity to showcase this kind of a bridge, Miriam. And we are very grateful. This is one of the most transformative projects, the bypasses in Meru town, that has been able to open up this town and this county, especially in terms of investment and also in terms of local tourism. People can be able to access Meru town without the traffic gridlock that has been able to engulf this town for decades. And one of the issues that investors would also raise in Meru town when they come to this place is that Meru town is not accessible. There are no access roads and all that. The bypasses that the government of the Republic of Kenya that has been able to do across Meru town have been able to come up with the opening up of the roads, and also investments have been able to be pumped around, and also people can now be able to come to Meru town, visit. This is the Kadita West Bridge, and there are several bridges that are connecting these bypasses. I think there are about 4 such projects that have been able to be put up for these bypasses, and one of the key projects and that the president has been able to invest in Meru are these bypasses. And the reason why they are the most important is that they have been able to open up this town. And also, investment has also been able to be spurred, especially in these parts of Meru town where land was not appreciating for so long. People to buy land and land would not move. The other day I was engaging some surveyors around, and they were telling me that this kind of an investment has been able to open up the region, and also especially areas around Meru town, so that the people would be able to now come and invest in Meru town. And also thank you, Miriam, as I go to my next stop, thank you for that opportunity to showcase what the government has been able to do to the people of Meru. You can see the sign of GOK, the rivers, and this is truly transformative, Miriam. Thank you.
Take photographs, yes.
Yes, Dr. David. I have very nice photographs of this place.
And don't remind me to get you the pod. What is it called? That
no problem, Dr. David. I really appreciate.
All of us, 3 tripods are waiting for you so that you can put your cameras. Very nice.
Thank you, Dr. David. Look at that. Very transformative.
Yes.
Very beautiful.
That is the type of TV we want now. We want between now and the end of our term, maybe 3 months before the president leaves, we want to showcase places that were not open. They are now open. There is transport. There is no gridlock, no traffic jam behind there. You can see that. That is very, very good.
We thank you, Dr. David, also for helping us through your television to highlight what the president has been able to do in Meru town, and especially before the construction of these kind of bridges and also the bypasses and all that. The president was also pushed, the government was pushed through your television to be able to bring development to the people of Meru. And for the purposes of record, Dr. David, there were so many accidents that would happen, especially where I'm standing now, because the road was not clear, the road was narrow. Now it has been expanded. You can see the road is expansive. Almost at 2 to 3 lane road has been constructed by the Kenya Urban Roads Authority, Kura. And this bridge has been able to save a lot of people, the traffic gridlock, and also accidents have been prevented in large numbers. Because before, as you can see from the other end to this other end, Dr. David, people would not be able to manage the gullies here and also the slopes here. But this transformative bridge can now be comfortably classified as one of our local heritages, and especially tourism. In tourism sector, people can come and see the Kadita West Bridge, the wonder of this region, one of its kind. It's never been built again in Meru. This is one of the best bridges constructed by the President of the Republic of Kenya. And as our viewers can see, it's been built by President Uhuru Kenyatta. GOK delivers. This has not been built by the governor. It's a project by the President of the Republic of Kenya for the benefit, for the public good and welfare of the people of Meru and Kenyans at large. Thank you, Dr. David.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Miriam, let's move on to what else do we do now? We have all our correspondents. We are waiting for Javan Karanja in place. Meanwhile, as we look at that, let's bring a topic familiar to Gladwell. Gladwell, the leakages, leaked files expose Uber security links. Are you surprised about Uber, Miriam, and Gladwell, the leaks? How many people were bribed in Kenya for Uber to be settled here? I can't believe it. This is influence from Kenya. Someone was telling me that when you go there, you learn quite a lot of good things. And then I said, which good things? You learn how to make money. I said, no, this gentleman here bribed all countries across the world for his company, Uber, to reach everywhere in the world. Now, someone has gone back. He used $90 million. Hey. What to create? $90 million. Gladwell, what do you say about that?
Doc, I'm not surprised, but you know, with the current.
Why are you laughing? The things are hot. The man used money to influence people to give him licenses. Are you shocked? Would you be shocked when you hear that Kenya could be mentioned as one of the places where money was paid for the license to petition?
Doc, I'm partially shocked because I didn't expect to hear such news. But at the moment somebody told me, so you can do something to get a living, then just do it. But again, if you can compare, there's Uber and there's Bolt. If you compare the two, actually, currently Uber is doing better off than Bolt. If you actually follow the comments and actually use them, yeah.
Well, Uber is doing it better than Bolt. I don't use those big things. I don't know. Miriam, Uber man can come back and know your address. You have left. If you are living alone, then they can carry all your things. It used to happen in London. Yes. Until now, in London, let me tell you what they have done with Uber in London, Miriam. First one, you don't pay cash in their car. Once, and they don't deal with cash. They deal only with credit card online. So when you say, I am going to Heathrow Airport, they tell you Heathrow Airport is 65 pounds. From my home to Heathrow Airport is about 65 pounds. And you put in your card, they take the money, and the car will come. Because what these Uber people used to do is when they reach somewhere in the middle, they press the button and turn the meter. It is not, corruption is not only here, it's everywhere. Turn the meter, and this is being done by many from third world countries who have gone there, driving Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, Nigeria, Uganda, Kenya. They are all driving big cars there. And it has become a very lucrative business, by the way, that everybody, even those office officials, have decided to abandon their offices and do a job Because if you do 3 trips, you are already in about 500 pounds. And that's what people are doing in London instead of sitting in the office from morning up to evening, writing files and looking at the computer. So Uber has made money, and the owner used the money to bribe his way to establish his company worldwide. Thank you. Karanja, are you ready now? Are you ready in Nyeri? Okay, Miriam.
Okay, as we wait for Karanja to get to the destination, Doc, that story that you've talked about, the Uber, I think it was trending over the weekend, and I see the Standard has covered it from, yes, the story.
Which one is that?
The Uber story. The Standard has captured what the BBC wrote, and thousands, as we wait for Karanja to get to the destination, because we need that update from Nyeri. It's important. Thousands of leaked files have exposed how Uber courted top politicians and how far it went to avoid justice. They detail the extensive help Uber got from leaders such as Emmanuel Macron and former European Union Commissioner Neelie Kroes. They also show how the taxi firm's former boss personally ordered the use of a kill switch to prevent raiding police from accessing computers. Uber says its past behavior wasn't in line with present values, so apparently now it's a different company today. And the Uber files are a trove of more than 124,000 records, including 83,000 emails and 1,000 other files involving conversations spanning from 2013 to 2017. They were leaked to The Guardian and shared with the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists and a number of media organizations, including the BBC Panorama. They reveal for the first time how a $90 million a year lobbying and a public relations effort recruited friendly politicians to help in its campaign to disrupt the Europe's taxi industry. Because we know the taxi industry in Europe, places like the UK and other countries, they're very organized. They're very organized, and even in the US. So Uber's first intention was to disrupt the taxi industry so that it's more acceptable, and I think it has achieved that, because now it's easier. Instead of going online and looking for a taxi service, it's easier to just have an Uber app on your phone or others, because after that now we see other companies come up, and it's easier, and a touch of a button you have the taxi right at your doorsteps to take you wherever. And a long time it was a bit tedious. You either had contacts of a taxi company for you to call them to come pick you up, and they're expensive. So Uber is a bit affordable compared to the usual taxi services. So it's I think Uber has achieved its goal, but at what cost? So I don't know if this will affect Uber, which has been named as one of the rising companies as far as income is concerned in the world. So I don't know if that will affect its operations across the world, or
Yes, it will. They will lock him up. He will go to jail. There they don't joke. You can't pick money and influence. That is corruption. That's it. Even if you bought a ticket only for the minister of that country, you have committed corruption. You go to jail. That's it, Miriam. There is nothing else I can tell you more than that. You will go to jail. So, and they will close the company. They will wind it up. Wind it up, close it. That's what they will do. The laws in those countries don't joke, and that's why they are fighting corruption. You can't influence a tender, and you can't tell the public that the ballot papers arrived when I didn't know. Surely, but you are the chairman of the organization that signed the check. You go to jail. So we have that problem, and that problem is coming, which you will see. If you don't take it seriously, Uber prices will be up. I don't use them, unfortunately, because you never know. You know you are giving a location, your location, and that is only you. So that is it. Miriam, there is something that has caught my eye about the Mudavadi and Nelson Hape.
Yes.
Mudavadi seemed to have gone off.
Yeah, he's been very quiet. Him and Gachagua. People are wondering where Gachagua is. Naibu wa Rais mtarajiwa.
So Gachagua is being groomed as a bride. A groom, is it a bride is a woman?
Kenyans were joking that perhaps he's receiving communications lessons 101. I'm not sure.
Yes. That's what I was going to. They are not joking. It is true.
Oh, okay.
It is true. Even his teeth is being arranged. His teeth, when you are going to talk to beautiful ladies, there are 3 ladies. He has to change his language. He has to be persuasive. Yeah? The Miriams and the graduates don't want you to come around and harass them. Be persuasive. Women have got soft spot. They might have seen a soft spot, but you don't see it. So be persuasive. You win the heart. But the way Kajakwa is going to come on that day and talk about rice. And
Do you think he will show up?
Yes, he has to show up.
Now that Sakaja showed up.
If they don't show up,
it will be their loss.
Maybe they are planning. I don't know what they are planning, but Mudavadi seemed to cut himself off of Western movement because it has remained with only Wetangula, who is bringing in the radicalism. Remember, Wetangula has got an army in 2013 which killed the people around there. You remember? The people were slaughtered there in Bungoma, so I'm worried. But there you are, Happy and Mr. Mudavadi seem to be fighting for the dominance of the Maragori vote. And Happy says Mudavadi is not fit to be a politician. It's something that I said a long time ago, and God, thank you very much, Jesus Christ, that somebody else has seen. Me, I said Mudavadi is fit to be a bishop, to preach in church. You know, he has got one statement always that the economy, our economy is bleeding, the tax, the ordinary, that is the word he uses everywhere. He doesn't change his vocabulary at all. So, Karanja, are you ready?
Mm-hmm. And I'm just, as we wait for Karanja to join back, Harvey is saying that the reason why he really is not a fan of Musalia is because he finds Musalia Mudavadi a bit too slow in making critical decisions, which he finds to be a bit frustrating. And I think he could have some point on that. We saw the back and forth when they were still in one, was it One Kenya Alliance, and the back and forth and the inability to be decisive. And I think that is not a very good quality as far as leadership is concerned. And Doc, the latest is that the Democratic Republic of Congo on Monday officially became the 7th member of the East African Community after depositing the instrument of ratification to the bloc's headquarters in Arusha in Tanzania. So it's official. The DRC is the new member of the East African Community bloc.
Good news, but the war of words and the war is raging on between M23 and the Congolese army. So thanks, they deposited it and officially become members, but let them make sure that there are no rebels on their territory. The best way to do what we can do for Congo is to do what we did for Yugoslavia. We divided Yugoslavia into several states. And we should not be here and telling lies that we cannot divide Yugoslavia. I want to tell you that we cannot divide Congo. Congo needs to be divided into several parts, several countries, like we did Yugoslavia. Until that is done, Congo will not be the same. There will be no peace. That peace will be elusive. New rebel armies will come and the rebels will come. Thank you very much. I can see Mr. Douglas is active. He has arrived at a Meru bypass. He's taking that picture right now. Thank you very much. Douglas, do you have something to say now?
Thank you, Dr. David Matanga. I'm coming live to you from the Meru bypass. And this is one of the key projects. All the roads that we've been able to cover now are the connecting roads to these kind of bypasses. I've said there are about 5 that have been constructed by the President of the Republic of Kenya. And Dr. David Matanga, one of the key issues that people should note is that this bypass, the Meru bypasses that were constructed by the President of the Republic of Kenya, the people of Kenya can be able to see that GOK delivers, and Kenya Urban Roads Authority welcomes you to Meru County. And also remember, these are the antidote to the traffic gridlock that was engulfing Meru town and also blocking a lot of investments. I've been able to showcase some of the investments, and also the prices of land has shot in Meru. You cannot be able to buy land now. Land in Meru is costing around Meru town is it's in cost of millions, and now people and goods and services can be able to be transported to Meru or can be offered now at ease, because now people can be able to come together and also use these kinds of infrastructure that has been able to be brought together by the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta. And Dr. David, the people of Kenya should be grateful to the President of the Republic of Kenya for this kind of a bypass that has been able now to transform the lives of the people of Kenya. As you can see, this is one of the key transformative agendas of the President of the Republic of Kenya that has been able to be brought to the fore by the President of the Republic of Kenya. And also, Dr. David, people should also understand that this kind of an investment to the people of Kenya and also to the people of Meru is a huge investment that the government has been able to account for. There is no corruption that was reported when this bypass was being constructed. And also, for us as the people from Meru, we are so grateful to the President of the Republic of Kenya so that we can be able now to enjoy the fruits of our taxes that the President of the Republic of Kenya has been able to invest in us as a people and also as a region. These kind of a bypass, they are very rare in the region. This is one of its kind. We never had this kind of a bypass, and we are very grateful. It's a multi-billion shilling project by the President of the Republic of Kenya, and also Dr. David. None of us in Meru can now begrudge the President of the Republic of Kenya for not delivering his promise of a bypass as the people of Meru. Thank you, Dr. David. I'm coming live to you from from the Meru bypass, constructed by the President of the Republic of Kenya, President Uhuru Kenyatta delivers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Enjoy. And thank you very much, our legacy trend coordinator for the eastern part of the mountain in Meru, while we are waiting for Javani Karanja, who
and also Dr. David,
yes,
there's also one thing we should be able to understand as the people and also as a country. The corruption that has been able to engulf so many projects across the country was not experienced in Meru. There is also a sewerage system that I'm going to access now in about 20 minutes or 30 minutes or so, that the president has been able to construct in this very town, so that we can be able to open up Meru town, expand Meru town, and also grow our local economy, expand our growth as communities. And we are so grateful to the President of the Republic of Kenya. And also, I take this opportunity to ask the people of Meru and the country at large, not elect corrupt leaders that are going to also suck the money out of projects and also steal that money. That the money that has.
Okay, we apologize for that. A bit of a technical hitch from Douglas Kirimi. He is corresponding for us today, and he's been taking us around Meru County and some of the latest infrastructural developments that have been able to be done for the past couple of years by President Uhuru Kenyatta's regime. Doc?
Yes.
Is it will be a good time to wind up? I don't know if Shaven has...
Kiptanui from the Rift Valley, make your parting short, please. Kiptanui.
Thank you, Daktari. Thank you, Miriam, for having me. Thank you for the Punchline Africa TV. We actually want to appreciate what you are doing over there. You are showcasing what Uhuru Kenyatta has done. I'm happy that we are here. The Boda guys here are actually speaking of they are raising their issues. They are telling us why they fear. And while I was seated here, Daktari, I had one of the Boda guy who has been given a microphone saying that tutapigana. People actually here were suggesting that tutapigana before Tarehe 9. So we are actually still taking these reports. I will submit back to you. Thank you.
Right, thank you so much. And get as much of information as you can. Maybe in our next show, you can give us the full details of it. Thank you so much, Captain. Thank you so much. Gladwell Kiragu, your final submission.
Actually, I'm not where my brother Kiptanui is, but I actually agree with that sentiment that tutapigana before election. Very true and very likely, because Miriam, we are tending to take politics very personal. And we actually forget that after election, life has to go on. People actually, as I told you yesterday in our family, whereby the father is not talking to the son because one is in Kenya Kwanza, the other one is in Azimio. And the father has made it clear that if you're not in Kenya Kwanza, then you cannot step into my house. A whole family whereby the father is the real dad. We are taking politics personal, forgetting that, Miriam, I need you tomorrow, you need me tomorrow. So I think it's high time people to mature up in terms of political sidings. We need each other, we need our country the way it was. And the people we are fighting for, actually, they don't even recognize us. We are only fighting for us to get a good president, good leaders who will lead our country to better position, actually, from where our president, the current president, has actually left us. So that I agree with him. Today in the afternoon, when the weather is a little bit warm, I'll go to Juja. There's that road whereby it joins Gatondo, Juja Farm Road. It's a new road, and the people of Juja Farm can tell you the joy they have actually for the first time over almost 40 years, whereby they didn't have tarmac, and the fare has been lowered down, and we're actually enjoying going home, and like before, whereby it was so hectic. Then tomorrow, Miriam, I'll also go to Karimeno Dam. That's a very key project dam that Uhuru Kenyatta will actually leave as a legacy. I submit.
All right, thank you so much. And I think we've, Jever Karanja is still trying to make his way, so we don't have him. So Doc, perhaps you close for us. Okay. All right, so I think that will be a good place to stop the show. A very extended version of Good Morning Africa. It's weird. It's a couple of minutes to 1. So saying good morning there is interesting, but thank you so much because we had so much important things to talk about today. Doc, can you hear me? All right. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you later. Bye-bye for now.